So I found out about the project through a contact of mine who got me in touch with the Australian Medical Aid Foundation. And he gave me the contact of Dr. Ravi in Sydney, who told me about the project, and it was still in the early stages of being established. So it was a little while before I actually went over, but he was really helpful with helping me with my travel plans and just generally being a bit of a support. I worked with Danielle previously, so I thought she would be a great companion to just come along and help me out, because this was the first time I was going volunteering actually without a group and in an area where I didn't speak the language at all.
Yeah, so this was my first trip overseas volunteering. I'd volunteered in Australia previously, and this was always a group volunteering trip, so this was the first time going with someone, and I was really pleased to be going with a good friend and work companion. It was definitely a bit of a cultural difference for me. I've never been to Sri Lanka before, and so I obviously don't speak Sri Lankan, but had a great time, found everyone very helpful and friendly and supportive of us, which was great.
Yeah, so Dr. Satyamurthy actually came to pick us up, and I was quite surprised to learn he was the director of the teaching hospital in Jaffna. And just, it was lovely that he had the time to actually do that, being, I'm sure he's extremely busy. But we found everyone generally, including the KD team, to be really hospitable. They really took care of us and made us feel welcome.
That's it. We were definitely well looked after. We couldn't have had a better time. Everyone we treated and looked after was so grateful and supportive of us. They took on board everything we suggested, and it was really fun. We had a great time. I would definitely do it again. I hope to go back and volunteer for the same program in the future. So day one, we arrived in Kilinochi by train. The first day we got comfortable in the hotel, and then the very next day we hopped on a bus and went off to the rural sites around the area to treat children between grades 1 and 5. At the schools we went to, I was really impressed with a lot of the children already had good oral hygiene practices. They all had toothbrushes, and on arrival they were all brushing their teeth, which was really great to see. It made our job much easier of refining techniques and teaching things like sugar causing cavities. So it was really a good start to our day.
Yeah, we managed to complete quite a lot of screening for the children, and as well as recording that. We did do a little bit of emergency work with some extractions and restorations as well, as much as we could. There were quite a few children that really needed to come to the fixed clinic for further treatment, and we were able to screen them for that, and hopefully the arrangements were made later on. We did learn a little bit of Tamil, so we learnt Vanakkam, which is hello or hi. And we learned Banko, which is come, and we learned Iranko, which is sit, as well as now Irukuda, which is pain, I think. And it was generally really full-on days, but it was really rewarding to just come back at the end of the day and do. It felt like you accomplished something, which is wonderful. I believe Dr. Ravi and Dr. Ramesh in Sydney are working to kind of get the project a little bit more established. I think we've got a bit of a portable X-ray unit there, and maybe a better autoclaving system, which is fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to going there in the future and just seeing how it's all developing, and maybe add to it a little bit as well. Yeah.
I think we should take the opportunity now to thank Dr. Sudan and his team for helping us.
KDT as a program as well.
It made a big difference to our trip, having those local guides who can communicate when we couldn't, and explain to children. Like, we did a fluoride treatment for every child, so understanding what we were doing and why it was important. It got to the stage where we had other children explaining to children what we were doing and comforting them, so it made a really big difference. So thank you to that team for assisting us. It made a big difference to our time.
And I would definitely encourage people to get involved with this program and try and give up that little bit of time.